even started going back and forth with some of the Celtic fans who are getting on him. So here's some of what Kyrie said yesterday ahead of tonight's Game 5 in Boston.
You have to show your respects here, and I think that's what I struggled with initially, was figuring out how I'm going to be a great player here while winning championships, while also leading a team and selflessly joining the Celtics organization or the cult that they have here. And that's what they expect you to do as a player. They expect you to seamlessly buy into the Celtics pride, buy into everything Celtics, and if you don't, then you'll be outed. And I'm one of the people that's on the outs. I'm perfectly fine with that. You know what I mean? I did it to myself. They don't welcome me in with warm embrace, even though I know a lot of people in the organization, and my friends still here, some of them.
So, Keyshawn, what do you expect from Kyrie tonight?
I expect for him to play well. I don't think he's going to play well enough to beat the Celtics, but I expect for him to play well. I don't think you're going to see game 1 and 2 or even the history that's repeated itself with Kyrie in Boston. It's certainly playing a part of his psyche when he goes into whatever we call TD Garden or whatever it's called. Yeah. You can tell because he's still talking about it.
I agree.
Like you can tell that he's thinking about it and he's worried about it. Instead of just playing basketball and allowing it to come to him naturally, he's just worried about the fan base and the organization and the cult following. If you want to call it a cult following, many teams that have a rich history in professional sports, or even collegiate sports for that matter, they have a following that is like no other. Yeah. Paul Pierce can tell you right now, here in Los Angeles with the Lakers, it's like a gang. You gotta be on high alert at all times, because that's the way Laker fans, Dodger fans, that's just Raider fans, that's just how they are. And so the Celtic fan base can be a little disrespectful at times, and we all know that. Even Paul, who's played there, knows that. But Kyrie should not allow that to seep into his mind, because it's going to be a distraction to him out on the basketball court.
Yeah, I want to address kind of what he talked about right there before what I expect from him. But he said a few things like cult following, and he said him trying to be selfless. But you got to understand, Kyrie has never been part of tradition his whole career. Yeah, he went to Duke, played 11 games, couldn't embrace himself into what tradition is all about. And so for the first time in his career, he gets put in a situation to where he finally has an opportunity to be the lead guy on a championship caliber team, which he's never done. You know, he was always behind LeBron, and when he was by himself in Cleveland, they weren't very good. So I think that was kind of hard on him. You know, it was hard for him to be selfless. Think about it, he said selfless. That's hard on him. You know, and now he's grown into this player now that he's in Dallas, where he looks kind of selfless now, you know, playing alongside, you know, Luka Doncic. And so, yeah, it was a difficult period for him. You know, he just broken promises over there in Boston, where he didn't get along, you know, with certain people in the organization, and he was kind of standoffish to some of his teammates from what I hear. And so we understand that he's grown out of that. But, yeah, Key, it's definitely in his head. You know, because we're in the NBA Finals, and we're still talking about his days in Boston. Whereas if that's me at the podium, them days is over. You know, I'm focused on Game 5. I'm focused on, you know, all these other things. I'm not focused on the crowd. I'm not focused on and off the court and all this stuff. So it's clear. I was at the game. So I was at Game 2. It was clearly in his head. Fans weren't loud enough after Game 1. Oh, I really didn't. Then you go into Game 2, you have interactions with the fans. You're gesturing at certain people, and this is what I'm seeing. And then now going into Game 5, we're still talking about these sort of things. So I don't expect him to play as poorly as he did the first 2 games. Because I mean, his back is against the wall. He'll play better. I don't think he'll be efficient. He'll definitely take 20-plus shots. Season's on the line, Skip. But I just don't think it'll be enough for them to get the win.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm obviously rooting for the Mavericks, and I say to Kyrie, enough of this introspection, this public soul searching. I've heard enough, because you're trying to talk your way out of it in front of the media and in front of the world. And the Celtics are hearing it, and the Celtic fans are hearing it.
Yep.
And you're admitting they got you. They got to you. And they're chanting Kyrie sucks, and they got me. Okay.
Every
just
stadium chants that. That's nothing new.
Just stop it.
This ain't every stadium, though, Keith.
No, but every stadium is going to be negative toward the opponent.
All right. So I did love what Jason Kidd said yesterday, and I'm going to read it because I think both of you can really relate to it. He said, I'm not speaking for Kyrie, but just from experience, just as an athlete. You want to get another opportunity, and he has that opportunity here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He makes some adjustments, look back at game 1 and 2, see what they're doing to you defensively, and hopefully take advantage in game 5.
Yes.
Okay, it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
If Kyrie had opted out of doing his media availability yesterday, I know they love for everybody to talk, and I'm good with that, but if he just ducked and dodged it, said, I just don't want to talk about it anymore. I want to talk about game 5.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that.
Okay.
I'd be 100% okay with that.
But I love what Jason Kidd said because, look, Kyrie has played in 17 NBA Finals games. You don't have anybody who's played more than 10 because everybody's played just about 10, including Drew Holiday, because of his 6-game NBA Finals. Yeah. So all your guys have played 10. He's played 17. This will be his 18th Finals game. And it's time to play because what have we said from the start? They kind of go as far as he goes. You know, like they go, he's the leader, he's the igniter. They have to see that he's come to the party tonight. And if he shows you in the first quarter he's come to the party, I give him a good shot to win. Mm-hmm. If he doesn't, if he keeps going 0 for 8 or has another 0 for whatever, 0 for 5 from 3, in the end, it's a 3-point shooting contest, and he has to make 3 or 4 just to show he's setting the tone. Like,
touchdown! Boy, if you're going to run man coverage against a mobile quarterback, you are gambling. Now the quarterback draw becomes a factor, and Adrian Martinez just needs to make one person miss on the outside, and he's able to do that. He gets to the pylon and in for a touchdown.
Birmingham wins the UFL championship game in St. Louis yesterday. Adrian Martinez, the league MVP, was also the championship game MVP.
He keeps popping up on our TV screen more and more, Skip, but great play call. Once they motioned out and that defender went with the motion guy and it became an empty situation with no back in the backfield, you knew that Adrian Martinez was going to run the draw. Great blocking down the field by the receivers. He got in there. This is why he's the MVP.
Yes, sir.
Dallas Cowboys could use him, huh?
At what?
Yeah, we would take him. We would take him.
Oh, God.
I mean, I could use him.
They got 3 quarterbacks.
I mean, he's a great athlete.
They can probably figure out another position.
Man, he's a great athlete. MVP of the league, MVP of the championship.
But they got QBs in Dallas. Don't get Skip all riled up. Yeah.
I've told you, Adrian Martinez killed my Oklahoma Sooners when he was at Kansas State. He was undrafted. He was signed by Detroit. They didn't keep him, and I don't know why he never got another shot. Maybe he will off this.
Now he will. He will get another opportunity, a chance this summer. Somebody will pick him up because the league is changing. If you look at the quarterback positions, they all kind of mirror each other. There's only a handful of guys that are statues that still kind of the Justin Herberts, the Trey Lances. I mean, not Trey Lance, the Trevor Lawrences of the world. Those type of guys, even though they can move around a little bit, he's more in line of what the QBs look like in today's NFL.
Even though he threw for only 98 yards yesterday, he ran for 54 and scored 2 touchdowns. So, okay, that's what happened. And by the way, congratulations to Skip Holtz. He's now being called the King of Spring because he coached the USFL champions the last 2 years, and now he's got 3 in a row now that we have the UFL.
So, you know what's so interesting about somebody, I look at this type of stuff, that means that's good football coaching.
Yeah.
All he's doing is coaching.
By the way,
somebody should take a look at him.
Did you work with Lou at ESPN?
Yes, I worked with his dad at ESPN.
Okay.
Although his dad got my name wrong, we played him in college, but that's okay. He called me Keyshawn Jackson.
Did he? Maybe he did that for Jackson. Maybe he did it just to get under your skin.
Yeah, I didn't pay much attention to it.
Really?
Keyshawn Jackson.
I like it.
I just figured, oh well.
And then what did you do to his team?
I always bought against Notre Dame. Yeah. We lost, but I always bought against them.
Good. Okay, let's get back to the NBA Finals, shall we?
Oh, that's funny right there. Keyshawn Jackson.
All right. Kyrie Irving went 0 for 8 from 3 in the first 2 games of this finals in Boston. He did let the crowd get to him, even started going back and forth with some of the Celtic fans who were getting on him.